BEEX project is a no-profit foundation about visual art and photography. If you want to help us, just drop a donation on buymeacoffee.com/BerlinExplorer.
Yeah.
Yeah, wait a second.
No, it's completely practical, and what I like about it, it's each shot I have a different atmosphere. I never quite have the same style. I never have the same flow of the photo shoot. It's different with every model because every person is different, but mostly it looks like I go to the location that, let's say, I found, or I walk by or saw on the internet or something, and I say, hey, let's go take do you want me to photograph you? They mostly say yes, please. And then we go to the location. I try to bring always some props, and there's never quite an idea behind those props. I just know when I'm very aesthetical, and if I see something in my let's say grandmother's house that I think it could be a good prop for something, even though I still have no idea what it's going to actually do, I just bring it with me. And then when I get to the location, I just start seeing frames. I start seeing the scenery, and I see something in my mind, and then I just take photographs.
It's so cool that I see something in my mind. It's so cool. It's really true in a way. And I will ask you, and in this case, I can see only picture of a model, so I cannot really go back in what you was doing before to doing the model or shooting people. And I want to ask you, how many moments of frustration you have inside of shooting?
I'm never satisfied when I'm photographing. I'm always very, I don't really want to say tense, but I'm never like, oh yeah, that's it, I got the shot. I'm always bigger, more.
Welcome to my world. So we are. For me, it's never enough.
Yeah, same.
If I record 7 podcasts and emailing to 300 people, for me it's not enough. I have to do more. Yeah. And I don't know if it's good or if it's not good that because
I don't know. I think it takes something each time. I feel like I'm just a bit more frustrated, or I'm a bit more I would say complex, which I'm not proud of, but after every photo shoot, even though, let's say, I'm satisfied, there's always a new complexity that I bring with it, that I didn't do what I actually wanted to do, or I didn't do as much as I wanted to do. But I think that's just my perfectionist side of my brain that doesn't allow me to...
I relate to more than perfection, more to imperfection to myself, for example.
That's also a nice way to put it, yeah.
Perfection, the structuration. I mean, yeah, I have a structure, I cannot say in the structure. I mean, where another I have to overcome. Also, if I put a rule to myself, I have to find a way to practice the rule and find another way. So go over the border. It's something I recognize in every things I do it. I mean, in general, as a photographer also. For me, it was really important to understand where was my border, to go over the border. And yeah, this is a fucking challenge because it's a lot of time, because then when you pass some border, then it's more difficult to find the other border.
Yeah, that's it. It's, and especially when you're trying to, let's say, promote yourself digitally and on Instagram or something, which, like, in basic as good as it is, especially for the artists, I think it's very toxic. And when you, let's say, you bring out some new photos and you post them on Instagram, then each time the audience kind of wants more, because if you just start posting the type of photos that they've already seen, it's okay if you have a fan base that actually likes what you're doing, okay, but in general everyone always in art expects more, which I think it's not just in photography. I think it's in every form of art. You know, if you're,
I think it's not about art today. I think it's in everything. I mean,
it's just toxic side of people. Yes,
no,
and
we
us.
are a kind of a society. Actually, it's always there. Want more. I mean, this is the same for everything, and we are getting more used and more used and more used to have everything, and also so fast.
Yeah,
And in a way, it's so fucking interesting. In another way, it's so heal because
yeah,
we feed our problems with media and content, and sometimes, yeah, in situation like the one I think everyone was living in this year and the past year about the pandemic, in a way or another, some people had to have this deal with themselves,
yeah.
will
Yes,
not feed themselves anymore with
yes, yes, yes.
stuff from outside. And then yeah, some of them they got crazy, and some others they got serious. And it's really interesting what you said, what you mentioned before, because I didn't heard about to talk with other photographer or other people in the photography industries, and about the promotion of themselves. And I'm curious to know, how do you promote yourself?
Yeah, I don't really do anything specifically. I remember, let's say, 8 to 12 months ago, I started. Everyone from, let's say, my circle of friends and people I know who do this type of thing started telling me, you should just start tagging these magazines. It's a really good an option for you if the magazine starts seeing you. And so I was like, okay, I just started tagging these digital magazines, such as, you probably know some of them. And then I got quite a response. I think now, let's say, weekly I get posted on these magazines maybe 10 times.
But
So that's actually the only way that I promote myself, even though it's not me promoting, it's more like magazines.
just to know, just we talk about magazine are physical. I mean, also if are digital, we can move the page, or we are talking about, because
Oh, you mean print or digital?
yeah, because I'm wondering in this, especially in these last months, with a lot of people, they when I ask to them to publish on my magazine, our magazine, they tell me, yeah, you can promote me on your channel, and I think, okay, but the magazine is printed.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
I
depends. Some magazines are only digital magazines, some are print and digital, and some are just print. I
yeah,
was in all of them.
there are a magazine that you can scroll the page, so then you are is digital, and then you can scroll the page digitally, or there are magazine we are talking about just pages or blog, for example.
Both. They there are so many these kind of magazines that I didn't even know of, and I think it's just Instagram kind of a thing. I think it has to deal with something with their algorithm or something, because most of the magazines that publish me now, I'm not even following or tagging. It's just it's like what's the
Funny thing,
saying, a domino effect. It just starts on Instagram. I think Instagram is really artificial intelligence, I guess. So I've been published in, like you said, both of those magazines, but there are just so many different types of them right now that I cannot even follow up. And yeah.
have you ever received any magazine printed? I mean, have you ever
Yes.
published it? Yeah.
Yeah, they contact me. They, I don't know, send me an email with, we're doing this and this editorial. We would like to include you if you can do a photo shoot with, let's say, this theme, or if you have already a theme that goes with this type of, let's say, July issue, you can send it to us and blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
So it varies. It varies on the magazines.
Okay. Cool. And let's say last things. We are really for sure over our 50 minutes, but yeah, fuck. And I will be This is you know, when I enjoy a podcast, I give a challenge to people, and also when I don't enjoy, but it depends. Uh,
Okay.
I don't want to refer to anyone. That's I cannot offend anyone, but I want to give you a challenge, and the challenge is first of all, I want to ask you, how is your connection with old people?
My connection with old people. It's wow. It's actually really good. Yeah, I've been partially raised by my grandparents. Why are you? Is there a reason you're asking this?
Yeah, I mean, there is always a reason. We don't have a really answer for this reason, but I'm kind of
You can tell from the photographs.
yeah. I read. I mean, for sure, our photograph, but not all. Also, the connection we have with the person in front of us always says something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really lucky to understand always something about the person in front of me, or it's really my experience accumulated in the life.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
what I wanted to challenge you to do it is, I would love to see your picture if you could use it. The models are older. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not talking about 50 years old. I'm talking about 70 years old.
Yeah, I get it. I actually thought about that for a long time, but I try because okay, now I won't be actually probably be in state to explain this as much because it deals with our region in Croatia, which you're not familiar with. But let's say my grandfather has he comes from this little village in the region Lika, which is in Croatia, and it's on mountains. And there, in that village, I think there's a population of 50 people who are all above 60 years old. And I actually am trying to talk him into it to drive there so I can take portraits of that village. So I'm actually thinking about it. You're
So,
a good mind reader.
we came across the same troll, and yeah, my challenge is will be nice to see your work. I
Yeah.
really like you working with the model are young, but with the old. So we are not talking about only portraying them as you know. You go there, can I take a picture of you? No, really
Yeah, I know. I wouldn't do that.
for you. And this is something I think is totally missed inside of the world of fashion. You know,
Yes.
the approach with the old people. I mean the beauty of a hold. I mean, for me, it's difficult to find one old person I don't like. I
Yeah.
almost
Yeah.
like everyone. I mean, it's doesn't matter anymore. You know, the canon we have of aesthetics of beauty, and
Yeah.
in a way reveal totally the character of the person, and so this give a value totally different. Also to the clothes they wear,
Yes. 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 Yes.
totally different.
Yeah. I don't know if you've seen the picture, but on one of the models for one shoot, I took my grandmother's clothes, which is like typical Croatian ethno clothes from the region of Zagorje, where my grandmother is from. So if I do this photo shoot with these village people who are all above 60, I actually thought of trying to maybe blend in high fashion with that traditional the traditional values that come from that village from with their clothes. But I'll have to work with a friend who does costume design to kind of blend that in, but it's still in preparation.
Just because I like you, I want to give you also a second challenge. And
Okay.
the second challenge is a bit more, I think, I don't know if it's more difficult or it's not. But yeah, I would love to see more picture about your house, your grandpa, your grandma, blah, blah, is going on, your life, your intimacy. Uh,
Okay.
I think there is a lot to talk, a lot to see, a lot to touch.
Yes. Yes. I agree.
And yeah, that's these two challenge for you. And yeah, then we can organize another podcast, other two podcasts, and talk about what the experience you did in these two challenges. Obviously, you have your time. Take your time, and let's see what this produce.
Okay. I'll think about it. I like the idea.
So this was Nika, and thank you a lot for your.
Thank you. I had a great time.
And it was really nice also for me. And I hope everyone go to watch the profile of Nika in link in description. And we'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for listening to our podcast. Learn more about our project at allmylinks.com/BerlinExplorer or visit our Instagram and follow Berlin Explorer Project.